Alright, hey there everyone, this is Life Welcome back to my playthrough of Etrian Odyssey 2. Today we are going to start exploration of the second floor, hopefully get quite a lot done, but if not, well, who's going to say anything, right? Sometimes people take more time than others to complete the same thing. It's just a true fact. I'm pressing all of the buttons. Oh, come on. I'll be right back. Controller failure. Here we go. Alright, from feedback I've gotten in the previous episode's comments, RPS Studios pretty much said, go ahead and go for Hypercut, and Gata said go for Tornado. My main issue with Tornado right now is that the Launchneck's TP is a little bit on the worst side, so what I think would be most effective is if I balance Tornado with TP up, because I like, especially later on, I like being able to use my skill 8 to 10 times, pretty much. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's just alternate between TP up and Tornado, and eventually it will get to the point where Tornado will become spammable. It doesn't necessarily need to be spammable right now, but when it becomes spammable later, it will be great. So, let's follow up on this. I could also technically, yes, go for Hypercut, and that would give me some time, and it's a rather cheap skill, and it's a very quick skill, which means it usually goes first. However, when I tried to compete with Climax in my previous attempts through this game, Climax somehow goes faster than Hypercut, so I guess Hypercut's uses are kind of more limited than I thought. So let's just go ahead and get up our first level in TP up. This will rise our TP to 24. How do I know this? Because the first levels in TP up suck. How do I know that? Because I use TP up all the time! The first levels in TP up will be really bad, only 1 or 2 TP per level, but it's because it's percentage boost. It gives like 105% first time, so you don't get much because you don't have a lot of TP to begin with. But as you move on, it becomes really good to the point where it's a lot better than EO3's TP up as well. You eventually get to like 205% or something like that, so you have twice the TP you had when you started. So I think it's always worth it. So we're going to start with TP up, alternate between the two, and that should solve our Tornado problem. We should be able to use it about 4 times every match, every trip through the Labyrinth. And I believe everyone else has been caught up, so let's go ahead and start selling and buying stuff, because that's what we always do, sell off everything. We should be getting close to other things. So the useless katana because we don't have a Ronin to use it with, and that should leave us with double Therica A's. And then, yes, this is exactly what I want. Let's go ahead and buy a. I hate to do this, but it's really expensive. But I always like to carry 2 emergency nectars, so we're gonna buy a second nectar into us. Buy a warp wire. I probably get more money in between episodes, but we'll see. Let's start by going to the no, we haven't actually reached the second floor yet, so we don't have the new quest from it. What am I thinking? What could I do though? We'll be back. Well, we'll get more onto how I'm gonna do certain things later on. I'm gonna see you guys at the stairs upward. I'm gonna see you guys then. Be right back. And we are on the second floor without even running into an encounter, which is usually possible, but most of the time you run into at least one, like, triple mole set before you can actually come up here. And welcome to the second floor. There are, how to count. There are 2 new enemies? I remember 2 enemies very well. I think there might be a third, but I'm pretty sure there's only 2 new enemies on this floor. We will meet them soon enough. One of them is a lot rarer than the other, especially this early on in the floor, but as we progress through the floor, it becomes progressively more common. And to the fork of the road, it doesn't really matter which way you go in this fork in the road, because either way you're going to go in pretty much the same direction, so I always pick the south side, because going through doors costs less turns than not going through doors. In addition, the northern side has a higher encounter rate. Which actually isn't too terribly much of a bad thing as much as it is an annoying thing. Over here, we're gonna map this room in. It's a 5x3 room with doors on every side except the west side. So like so. Let's go to the southern door. And we're gonna be in a room with the first FOE that can be considered dangerous at any type of count. Because it actually moves around the room. Now you have to observe FOE patterns, and really the only way to see what the FOE is doing at all times is to walk on the spaces they walk on. Or if you have a survivalist with faux sense, or maybe I think there may be another class that also gets faux sense, but I know for sure survivalist gets faux sense. If you have a class with faux sense, you can use it to see the where the FOEs are going. It's a very useful skill if you haven't played the game before. It's also a very useful skill if you want to see where on Earth the FOEs are on the mini-map, instead of having to look around constantly for them. Let's see. This FOE moves in a very simple circular pattern. So essentially it goes clockwise on the mini-map. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to follow it step by step all the way around in a circle so we can see what it's doing every future time we come here. Meet the cactoid! Oh boy, this is the guy I didn't want to see first. I really wanted to see the Venomfly first, but meet the cactoid. Cactoid has a high amount of HP. We're going to send a Viper his way. Not going to really send a Tornado his way. Not going to send an Evil Eye his way either, because Evil Eye sucks right now, and we're going to attack. 29, he's been poisoned, so he's probably going to die this turn. I did massive damage to Gandra. Very typical things that cactoids do. Cactoid dies of poison, so we don't have to live another turn with it. Cactoids can be dangerous in groups, especially early on, but if you have the equipment and skills to deal with them, they're not too terribly bad. Now, to the east of here is the way towards yonder mine point. We'll be there soon enough. I'll probably demonstrate that area when I get my gather group in here in order to show you the mine items later on. Let's go over to the west side. I'm going to start by exploring the west side, because why not? The main reason is because there's treasure over here, and it has to be incinerative somewhere, so we have to go get the treasure. Another FOE. The same FOE, they just move in circles, they are not aggressive, they don't do anything. These are called Fury Horns. You'll be well acquainted with them if you play the EO series. So, I won't say too much more about them, because we're not going to just run up to it and fight it until much later, if at all possible. Their drops can be useful to get useful equipment early on, but in this game FOEs do not give you EXP. This FOE in particular will actually go to the far wall, so we're going to walk around like so. And now you will know what this FOE is doing at all times. I always have the tendency to draw paint outside the walls. Alright, okay, we have so much excitement going on in here. Crawler and double Venomfly, this will not end well, I can tell you that immediately. Viper, Tornado... Oh, Evil Eye's hopeless. And attack. Okay, well, Viper has gotten to the point where the poison rate is actually somewhat reliable. So the Crawler is probably gonna die. I'm just hoping... Oh, crap. Ah, jeez. The poison does 25 damage each. Ow. Yeah, I know. Oh, your head is not bound. How nice. Go heal Flora. You Medica yourself. Go ahead and swing your sword at that, and swing that at that, and shoot it. Please, hopefully just kill one. What I'm really just trying to do is avoid poison death, because that is the worst kind of death. Oh, jeez. Okay, poison on Eric disappeared. I've been missing these guys too much. Go ahead and send a Cure Flora's way again. Try to kill this thing for good. My previous go-through, I had a gunner with Volt Shot, and this was not nearly as much of a problem, I guarantee you. Get rid of this guy. Thank you. So yeah, Venomflies wreck low-level teams, and... well, that's just a side effect of Venomflies, but we got a Bug Wing so we can get our Therica Bees rolling as well. Those would be very useful considering these guys. So let's just heal everyone up, and that pretty much cost all of our TP, so I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get super far this time. I might combine like 2 trips, maybe if this trip gets cut off super short. But we'll have, once again, it's a you'll see kind of thing. Now, in this game, you'll still see blue flowers, and something I mentioned in my playthrough of Etrian Odyssey 3 as well, is that in the first stratum, there are blue flowers on the ground, which will sometimes, not all the time, in the O2, reflect that there's a shortcut nearby or a special event. So keep the blue flowers in mind, as they usually will come up to be important later, as event spots or otherwise. Okay, through this first door, and this is the treasure I wanted to get on this trip. This is a Medica 2, it heals 250 HP, I think it's 250 HP. It says so on the Medica, I think. No, 200 HP, really useful. Go ahead and come here and grab it. You probably won't be using it until later on the floor, but it's always very nice to have one. Move out the door up the top. Let's mosey over here. Oh, I forgot to mention, Venom Flies have an additional drop that if you kill them with Volt, you get their special item. And holy crap, we've actually a set that actually won't kill me. Alright, simple enough. Kind of actually wrecked a few people in the front row. Andrew's fine. So, over here is an event, and you're gonna find these events hysterical. Now, I want to show you both trees of dialogue in this, and I know this may come across to some people as cheating, but I will put a save state here. And yeah, I know that sounds kind of like, you know, cheating, and rest assured, I know it sounds like cheating, but I promise I will not revert to this save if something terrible happens, okay? I'll keep everything on camera from this point, just so you know. So we're gonna check this out. While walking down a rough path, you'll see a shadow moving at a lane's end. You can barely make out a squirrel-like animal in the shadow of a large plant. The rodent doesn't seem to fear your party, and it chirps brightly as it approaches. It seems as though it wants you to pet it. You wonder if you should oblige the creature. Reach out to the animal if you say yes, but it takes the opportunity to run up to your arm, or onto your body. From there, it jams its head into your backpack and runs off with something in its mouth. You hurriedly rummage through your pack to see what the thieving rodent stole. It's store your warp wire. Most essential of tools. It's too late to catch the animal, and now you move on with your journey. Yeah, no. Now, for the other side of this, if you come in here and you go through the same path, and you said no, the animal may seem cute and your reason, but looks can be deceiving in the labyrinth. You leave the small rodent and its confused trips behind as you continue with your investigation. Every single squirrel in this game will steal your warp wire. Every single last one of them, unless I'm wrong, because I said no after the first one, like every single time. I'm pretty sure all of them will steal your warp wire, so just whenever you see a cute, adorable little rodent, say no. It's for your own safety. Unless you brought 2 warp wires, then you can mess with them. As I said, to just kind of see both dialogue trees. Okay, so let's move on south, map the southern little bit of this area as well, until we pretty much run out. Oh my god, this set again. I'm gonna leave this on camera, because it is very possible for this fight to go wrong. Team Tornado down the middle, Evil Eye's worthless, attack, Crawler's poisoned, good. Okay, good. Eric didn't get poisoned. That's very nice. Gandra's now down to less than 25 HP, though, so that is a issue. Send a Viper over there. Send a Tornado here. Because this is probably going to be the last main fight I encounter before I just warp wire out of here. Oh! 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 That's actually really surprising. I don't know why that's so surprising, but I didn't think Tornado would reach over there and hit him. Does it like warp around from the left and right side of the screen, or what? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen Tornado hit. It's because I always thought it was never possible that I would never use Tornado if the enemies were apart, but apparently Tornado will hit the enemies even if they're halfway across the screen. I wish I had known this earlier. Oh, and everyone leveled up. Otherwise I wouldn't have gotten that 3rd heal out. Okay, so where are we sitting? Vitality up to 2. Eric, you need to get Viper to 5. Scandra getting Tornado to 2. Oh, you don't have your skill point yet. Go ahead and get Evil Eye to 2. Yes, also, Poison and Torpor are also very viable options at the beginning of a Hexer's career. Torpor will pretty much immobilize all of the enemies on the turn you use it, so it's always a super good idea to go with Torpor. Poison is also a super good option, because up until about the 4th stratum, it is awesome. You can pretty much use Poison until that stratum, and then just rest her off to get the more, the better stuff. So, it's your choice on whether you want Poison, Torpor, or Evil Eye. I prefer Evil Eye the most, but if you want, like, pure damage output, Poison is good for you. It does a lot of poison damage, very reliable. Torpor is also a very good option for mobilizing enemies, gives you setup time, it is amazing. Hexers are so good in this game, aren't they? And let's go ahead and get Slumber to 3. And move on. Okay, going down here, we should run towards a mine point. Yes, mine point down here, I believe, if I recall correctly. And we have a mine point, yes, very nice. There's nothing else in here, just the one of the first mine points. There is a mine point closer to this, as I said, toward the eastern part of this path. I'll show that probably after the next episode. But for now, I'm thinking I have done a very good job at starting the 2nd floor. We've gotten a lot done. Everyone is level 4 now, except for her, but that's probably going to change. I'm going to warp wire out of here. Between episodes, I'm probably going to go ahead and grind these characters up to 5. For no particular reason. The reason I want to grind them up to 5 because I want them to have a little bit more HP so they can deal with poison more than once. And level 5 is usually when that occurs. So I'm going to grind them up to this team up to level 5 off screen. I hope you don't mind. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. So, hey there everyone. I don't think ending off the episode's quite necessary just yet. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff and see what we get. The limps, the special items of the venom flies that you get from killing them with Volt, will be able to get you a very good gun. So if you have a gunner who uses the elemental shots and has Volt Shot, it is very worth your time to get like 5 or 7 limps. Or I think it was actually only 3. And you only need to get like 3 limps, and you'll have access to a gun you'll be using for pretty much the rest of the first stratum. So just heads up. For these, we get access to Hard Vest and Therica B. Sell a Cactus Pin. Get the weapon we just got from that chest we got like last episode. These are both worthless. Hard Vest is really the first armor that actually seems like a reasonable upgrade, so I'm probably going to farm money off screen to get everyone one of these as well. It's going to be a lot of off-screen shenanigans, especially because, you know, this game can never be too prepared, and having more defense is always better than having none. So, now that we have settled what we're going to do today, tomorrow we're probably going to get started on we could do this right now. Well, let's do this right now. You're feeling up to the job, much obliged. Haven't got much details, need a strong lunch neck, other than that. The men seem might, Recalcitrant. Whoa, first long word of the game. Sweets. I knew that was coming up sometime, because when I read this the first time I still didn't know what it is, and I seem to have forgotten what it means, so it's good. Let's get us a sheet of paper, write down this first word. It's Recalcitrant. Huh. This game builds vocabulary. The definition will be in the description, so there is no need to go around and saying it in the comments, alright? So I'm guessing that means reluctant or otherwise out of context clues, but you can never tell. They pay well, and that's what counts, isn't it? Don't get all puffed up because you're the man they're looking for. Report in the Duke's Service 1. Let's get that power ring, because why not? Bet got what it takes, come on with me. There's a store rest. Backs all the hot dodge they gather. What a sorry crew. Your one trumped them all and put together. That's great. Don't know what they're up to, but sit tight. They should be done soon. It's a big deal. The head you teach in swordplay to the green recruits. Good job, whatever you did. What the devil could they use a scrawny fighter like you to teach them? Well, if they don't complain either way, well done. If you do it with a higher level Landschnick, you can get better rewards. So, that's pretty much all there is to that. So hey there everyone, this is Life and as always, I thank you for watching. I'm going to do a bunch of off-screen stuff, and we'll see you guys back soon. Bye!